In today's sports news, NFL tight end Rob Gronkowski has retired. Rob ended his 115-game career with 521 receptions, nearly 8,000 total yards, and 71 touchdowns. In his 16-game playoff, he came up clutch with 12 touchdowns.
He announced his retirement on Instagram about 1.5 months after winning his third Super Bowl ring in his 9 seasons with the New England Patriots.
Patriot owner Robert Kraft had these words to say about him. Gronkowski quickly became a fan favorite and the most dominant player in his position for nearly a decade. I look forward to honoring him as a Patriot and a Pro Football Hall of Famer.
One of his major career accomplishments was he recorded his 50th touchdown in his 59th game. That was 33 games faster than any other NFL tight end.
His health was a key factor to his decision of retirement. He has been dealing with Achilles tendonitis and a bulging disc in his back that has been slowing him down, sources say. And now our latest segment. New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern announced that Royal Commission will investigate the mass shooting. The inquiry will look at what could have or should have been done to prevent the attack. Ardern said that after her cabinet agreed on the inquiry.
Haight is suspect to the claims. He inspired that the attacked New Zealand law enforcement are searching for the terrain to learn more about shootings, hence the fact that it is currently missing.
The recent massacre in New Zealand left 50 people dead and only has one suspect. On March 15th, a 28-year-old named Brendan Tarrant is suspected to have shot and killed 50 Muslim worshippers.
This attack was hinted before it occurred. Analysts say that there was much to do with online hatred, radicalism, and authorities' failure to assess the threats possessed by white supremacists. With Tarrant being one of them, some people also argue that it is normalization of anti-immigrant and Islamophobic views by politicians and media outlets.
For this next story, we will be covering the Skills USA competition in Salem High School's recently competed in. Skills USA is an organization centered around providing Americans with a skilled workforce. They do this by holding competitions to boost career and technical education students' involvement in preparation for their prospective careers.
We are so lucky to have an organization dedicated to the students who will go up to build our future, and to be able to have students of Salem High School participate.
In the New Hampshire State competition, students participate in events such as advertising design, IT service, carpentry, and many more. These students put in many hours preparing and practicing for their contests, leading to Salem High School taking home 25 medals.
Congratulations to the many medalists who worked very hard to achieve this goal. Good luck to the gold medalists who will be competing in a national competition in Louisville, Kentucky.
It's time for the best story, T-Web. Why don't you bring it home?
All right. Hello, Blue Devils in Salem High.
Say the next one, too.
It's time for our next news story. Noel, will you do the honors?
Heck yeah! Of course I will, T-Web. Avengers Endgame is the upcoming movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, also known as the MCU.
You seem very passionate about the subject, don't you, Maddie?
Yeah, I am. The MCU is the magnum opus made by the Russo brothers. It started off with Iron Man, starring Robert Downey Jr., and it even has a sequel, Iron Man 2. It was the start of Phase 1 of the MCU.
Hey, don't you forget about the other Marvel movies in Phase 1? Captain America, The First Avenger, starring Chris Evans, Thor, starring Chris Hemsworth, and The Incredible Hulk.
No one really talks about The Incredible Hulk.
Very true. But today we are going to talk about the Russo brothers' upcoming movies and the future of the Marvel Universe.
I thought we were talking about the whole thing.
Very good. What? You moron! We are talking about the Russo brothers.
Oh, well, the Russo brothers directed the majority of the MCU and what we know it as today. They created most of the Avengers series, with their great work being Avengers Infinity War.
The upcoming film Spider-Man Far From Home, directed by John Watts, starring Tim Holland, aka the best Spider-Man of all time, as the...
I don't think he's the best.
Quiet! Back to what I was saying. Spider-Man Far From Home is coming out in April, so I would be sure not to miss it. but this movie unintentionally has a major spoiler for the brothers' upcoming movie in Avengers Endgame.
Endgame is directed by the Russo bros. It is also coming out this year in April and will supposedly close Phase 4 of the MCU. As most of the characters' contracts are almost up, or they've been killed off. I wonder what they're going to do next with their upcoming films, and will they be as successful as Infinity War?
Who am I kidding? Of course they will. And don't forget about Captain Marvel's sudden involvement in Endgame.
I'm guessing you still don't like that character.
Meh, her movie was still better than Hulk's.
That's not far from the truth. Anyway, as you could probably tell, I'm super excited.
Dude, everyone can tell.
Oh.
Well, I'm super excited for the movie too.
Really? I couldn't tell. Avengers Endgame comes out April 26th, so prepare your popcorn, people, and rev up your engines.
Because we're in the Endgame now. Noel, do the honors of closing us out.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
He means thank you for listening to Salem High School News.
I had it under control.
No, you didn't.